study about? Did anyone sort of delve in and figure out what it was about? What did we find out by just looking around? Anybody? Fraction division. Good. You saw that in the title. Good. This is the title. One of our goals today in just doing some of these things is recognizing some of the little the bits and pieces of assessments. Every problem set has a title. You can change the name. I can call this AERA. You can do whatever we want with that. What else have we got? Anyone see what this? If it's a study, it has two conditions. It's got hints, and what about the hints?
So I'm going to just tell you the right answer, so that I give you more of a description of it.
Yeah. So these ones in group C, and I can just go to group C and I can click test drive. These ones in group C, when the student gets it wrong, it just tells them they're wrong, and the only way to get out is to, if they have no idea how to do it, is to click on show answer. So that's one of our three conditions. I know there's three conditions because there's a folder here, a section called learning phases, and it's a choose condition. And so the choose condition means we're going to choose between these three things that are in here. So as a student walks through this study, they're going to enter, and then they're going to end up in one of these three conditions. And that the choose condition is how you make that happen. And then if I edit this one, there's three problems. And if I test drive this problem, it's the same one, but if the student gets it wrong, it breaks it into steps, okay? And there's no pictures. If I go to group B and I click test drive, I get the same problem, and if I click the answer wrong, oh, this time I get pictures. So, good or bad, that's the study. We're not here to analyze the study, we're here to just see that there's a study going on. So, for the first three problems that the students got, they either got a picture, no picture, or nothing at all. Those were the three conditions. And the authors built that into the study. Now there's something else in this study. If I go up to the top and the outside, you can see in assistance, it says linear order. So this is going to be done in a linear order. We're going to start walking right through it. The first thing that happens is this little skill builder information. Let's take a look at that. What is that? And so you can click on test drive to see it's little instructions. So the students get this little instruction thing. We use multiple choice with one answer to get us through a little test question that doesn't have anything to do with the study. This is marked correct, but notice here in the study, this one was set in test mode. So when you actually do the real study, if I test drive it from the problem set level, and I get it, it comes out with just a blue dot. Test mode is, we call it the blue dot condition, because you just get a blue dot on that problem. And so the student, we're all about, in Syspis, we're all about feedback to the students, but here we don't want to give feedback. We don't want to mark it as right or wrong. Sometimes we use that very first problem to determine some information about the student, but we don't want to tell them they're right or wrong. We might ask them a question. So you can imagine doing anything there. But this is multiple choice with one thing. You can make that right or wrong and hide it with the test mode. Okay? And then after they take this, they go into the choose condition. And we've noticed that in the choose condition, either A, B, or C, that's just three items. So they get three problems. And then they have to do these 5 questions. Every kid does these same 5 questions. And then every kid gets this little survey at the end. And the survey was something we sort of wanted to find out whether the kids drew pictures. And so we said, sometimes people draw pictures to solve problems, sometimes they don't. Look at your paper, did you draw pictures to solve these problems? Choose all the problems. And so choose all that apply is one of our answer types. So you can do multiple choice, a little fill-in, a note for response, and we'll see some of them as we go through the day. So kid could type in a few, submit. This will be in test mode. Yes, look. Okay? So this one's in test mode. When you test drive it, it doesn't respond to that. It's only when you test drive it from the top that it responds to the setting that you check. Any questions? So this is your first problem set that you've ever seen. These are the guts of that problem set for some of you. This one has a nice little simple choose condition to run the study. And now you all got the data. Did I open that up? Yes. So this is the data that we got, and you can start to see some of the things. Anyone who was staring at the data, what did you notice? Did you find anything about the study? What did we get? Now that you sort of see what the problem set is, I'm going to have you take a look at the data and look for these things. Well, we saw that in the study. We already know number one. How many conditions were there? Was there a post-test? Which students are in which condition? So look at your data. Can you see which students are in which condition? Can you figure that out by looking at that big massive thing? Oh. You might want help on all those titles. So if you go back to your annotated, we have a glossary. So right here in your annotated agenda is the glossary of all the headers on that data sheet. So every single one of those headers, you can go here and figure out what it means. So can you tell which condition? How many students did this study? Can you tell that by looking at that data?